everyone, and welcome to Truth 360 by Black Dress Collaborative. I am your host, Jennifer Jones, and my partner, Divine Holly Holiday, will be here in the very near future. And as you can see, I have some amazing guests with me from 100 Black Men of Prince George's County.
In the house.
Yeah, rocking the house here in D.C., y'all.
And so, because I know all of these amazing men, I am excited today because you know Truth 360 always champions women. We celebrate women and family and girls.
Yes, you do.
And we love men on Truth 360. And so today I'm excited because we have the opportunity to let the first organization in Prince George's County that we interview and lift up be 100 Black Men.
Awesome.
And I tell you, I'm going to allow my guests to introduce themselves.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have a round table here that's going to be a little bit business, a little bit philanthropy,
Excited.
and a whole lot of purpose, passion, and mission.
Bring it,
So,
Jennifer. Bring it, Jennifer.
Go right ahead. We'll start with you.
Well, yeah, I'm the big
Walter
mouth here. I'm Walter Kirkland. I'm honored to be here, Jennifer, and I'm the founding president of Prince George's County, 100 Black Men of Prince George's County, and we're just very humbled to be here in the studio with you, and we're here to talk about how we can empower our youth in the county, not just locally but regionally. But I'm honored to be here, Walter Kirkland.
Thank you so much.
Jennifer, good evening. Good evening, DMV. My name is Dr. Charles Wheeler IV. I am the current executive vice president of the 100 Black Men of Prince George's County chapter. We are honored to be here today. We're going to share with you what we're doing in the county. We're going to talk about our event, but most importantly, we're going to talk about leadership in the 21st century and what that looks like.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, thank you. My name is Tremaine Crawford. I am the chairman of mentoring programs. And again, thank you for inviting us. I'm excited to be here with my brethren, my leaders in the community as we mentor and impact lives in Prince George's County. So thank you for having us.
You are so welcome. Gentlemen, it is my heart is pumping and racing just because
Excited.
we are all over the news and social media.
Yes.
We are hearing about the bombings in Paris. We have terrorism abroad, terrorism here at home. And so we're going to talk about the news, but I thought it would be a fabulous thing to open today's show to deal with an issue that touched me deeply.
Okay.
And so because I knew you were coming today, I thought it's a perfect day to highlight this. There was an incident in South Carolina a few weeks ago where a young lady was flipped over in a chair. And just so for our listening audience, I'm going to, and viewing audience, I'm going to allow the video to be played, just a snippet, so that you could see what happened in that incident. But it was an atrocious, egregious incident that allowed this young lady, unfortunately, had the pain of a police officer coming into the room and instead of neutralizing a situation over a cell phone, he had the unmitigated gall. I can say that as a mother, as a woman, and as a Black woman, the unmitigated gall to put his hands on this young woman, flip her over out
Like
of
a football
chair,
player.
and then throw her like a hog across the room. And so, but by the grace of God, we have smartphones and video camera, and we were able to see this incident, and it is just so painful to watch, but it's necessary for you to have that image in your mind, and then for you to hear this father speak out on her behalf at a town hall meeting. And so if we can have those videos, it'll be fabulous.
Pretty amazing.
Awesome. Let's take a look at that.
Hands behind your back. Give me your hands. Give me your hands. I'm going to say what most of you black males are thinking, but you're afraid to say it. You need to fire this guy immediately. If that was my daughter, she is my daughter. She don't have to belong to me biologically. That officer being fired will be the least of his worries. We are sick and tired of black women being abused. You can say it's not racism all you want to, but this is going on all across this country every day. You can say it's not racism. You can say it's the student, but that student, as I understand, comes from a foster family. She didn't have a father like me who would have been out there that day to deal with that situation in the most savage manner. You do not touch nobody's child, whether they're white or black, in that manner. I wouldn't put my hands on a white child and throw her across the room, slam her on the floor. Her father would have every right to come and take my life if he chooses to do so. And as a father, you put your hands on mine like that. You won't have to worry about him being fired, because I will put some fire to his behind. So you guys, you are responsible for these people. Sheriff Locke, you're responsible for these people. I have no fear, none whatsoever of you, of the sheriff or any other officer, because that officer is a particular overseer. Now, I'm not a violent, crazy man. I don't have a record. But I will not tolerate this kind of insanity coming from no man touching a child in that manner. So South Carolina, you're doing yourselves well across the world. You killed 9 people in Charleston. You shoot the young brother on Broad River Road for going to get his license and registration. And now you're beating up young girls in school. And you are thinking about firing him? He should have been gone that day. Why is he still working? So you want more men like me, who are feeling like me, to get this rage up in them to deal with this ourselves? Is that what you're forcing us to do?
Mr. Conway, threats are not appropriate.
I'm not threatening. That's not a threat. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you want more men who have this kind of feeling to be built up in them like this for treating our children like that. If you want that, you're going to get that. It's up to you to stop that. You can stop it. So it's up to you. I'm asking you that question. It's up to you and you and you and you to stop it, not me. Because this is a reaction to equal and opposite action. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Conway.
Woohoo! We are
Yeah,
back,
wow.
and
Back.
I love
Amazing.
being at this table.
Isn't
We
it
need
a
to have
beautiful
this
table?
all
We
the
can have this
time.
table
All right,
once a
I'm not
month.
gonna
Okay.
act up.
Got all the business in
I'm
here.
glad I made the broadcast, y'all. Y'all know I'm here. Y'all know I'm the one that act a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
She's peace and blessings. I'm the rest of it.
And so, to our True 360 audience, I want to welcome my co-host Holly Holiday. As all of you know, this news talk and debate and commentary show is really diverse and eclectic because of who we are.
Yes,
and Holly
yes.
being the attorney she is. We
Yes.
spent the morning with the Black Voters Alliance and
Yes.
nationally talking about how we're going to move and the vote, and not just move the vote, but rock our legislative agenda and
Outstanding.
priorities and
Excellent.
policies.
Yes.
And
Oh,
so she's
excellent.
doing that with the Black Voters Alliance, which she's convened with Melanie Campbell, who is
wow.
the convener of the National Coalition for Black Civic Participation in the Black Youth Vote. And then Holly has so much going on today.
Wow, Holly.
And I
When do you have time to do anything else?
Just let me
And
tell you
Holly
something.
was
This
with
show is
Essence
not about me.
Magazine.
You need to get on to the people
I'm
now.
getting to the people,
I
but I
got
have
all
to-
these shows
but I have
lined up
to
for the
give
future
you
to talk
props.
about
I have to
me.
give
I
you props
appreciate
because
that. I
Holly
appreciate
was on the
that.
phone with me, letting me know she was going to be late. Go ahead and get started. She was on the phone with Essence Magazine,
Oh, excellent.
where they just did an amazing presidential survey talking about
Yes,
presidential
yes.
politics, and surveyed nearly 2,000 individuals, multicultural, both genders, and just great statistics.
that's
So
My
you
head
share.
cannot fit in this room anymore.
So,
we got
okay,
to shrink it
so
down.
Now, we have also been joined by the president of Black Men, 100 Black Men of Prince George's
Yes,
County.
yes,
Reverend
yes,
Keith. So I'm
yes.
going to allow you what I've afforded your illustrious leaders, co-leaders in 100 Black Men, the opportunity to introduce yourself. Welcome to Truth 360.
Welcome to Truth 360.
Thank you. I'm Emmerich Peace. I am the president of 100 Black Men of Prince George's County. We are the elite, not elitist.
Yes.
We
Yes,
are the elite
yes, I
mentoring
love it.
organization in the county. Our objective is to bring great programming to enrich the community, enrich the kids that we need to touch, which happen to be in our communities, and bring them something of value.
Excellent.
The reality is that a lot of us in our community, where we are today is not where we grew up. And
Yes.
somebody reached out to help us
That's
to
right.
get to where we are.
Good
So it's incumbent on us to reach out to somebody else and somebody else's child
Yeah.
to help them to get to a place where they're in a better place where we are, and then just push them beyond where we are. And that's going to take a community effort at the 100 Black Men of Prince George's County. That's what we're all about, mentoring the men.
Well said.
What they see is what they'll be.
He
Well
came
said.
in the door laying
said.
it down.
Yes.
I'm
I think the show's a
mad.
wrap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, drop the mic and go
We can
home.
go.
Exactly. And so most
you.
of Holly, you know, these
Yeah.
are the brothers. These
The
are
brothers.
the men
I'm
that
not
I
mad.
look to in Prince George's County for leadership. And I can tell you, a couple of weeks ago, when the incident in South Carolina
Yes.
happened, Holly
Yes.
and I were
Yeah.
just like, we had to show the video with a brother because there's nothing more powerful. As much as Holly know, my listeners know, we champion women, but there's nothing more powerful to me than a man on purpose, and
Thank
there's
you.
nothing
Yes.
more
Thank you.
passionate to me than a man on a mission, and there's nothing more sexy, beautiful, just on some other level.
With a man in a
than
suit, and a black man in a suit.
who knows how to love
you.
his woman,
Yes.
his wife, his family, and
Yes.
just because he's
Yes,
in
Jen.
the room, you
Yeah.
feel safe, you feel secure,
That's right.
and you know that everything
It's gonna be
is
all
gonna
right.
be all right. And so I'm
And
glad.
on that note, I need a drink. What?
I need a drink. Yeah,
need a rum and coke.
All we got. And so I'm
Ooh.
so excited to have 100 Black Men in the
Yes.
room, and just to be able to give you this platform to begin the relationship, because you are new and doing so much work. And so before we get into your interview, I just want to talk about news
Sure.
topics, but I want to hear your thoughts on that incident
Let me
in South
Let
Carolina.
me comment on that
Yes.
first.
Go
ahead, Walter.
Throwing that young lady around. Let me tell you
Yes.
the background. I was with a young lady from CNN this weekend in another panel discussion I was on. And what people don't realize is that young woman, that young girl in class, is a foster child.
Right.
And that
Yes.
digital product that she had, which is called the phone, is the only attachment of love.
Wow.
So the reason why she didn't relinquish that phone is because that is her friend, that is her company. She has no parents. So this is why she was like not letting go of that phone. And so before you start physically putting your hands on someone like that, which really was wrong, try to understand the circumstances.
You know,
So-
I love that, and in fact, in the meeting, after the meeting, those hallway
Meeting
meetings
after the
that
meeting.
we all had, the
Right,
meeting after the
right,
one
right.
we had. In the meeting after the meeting that I had this morning, the guy who leads our Black Male Initiative came up to me, and he was sharing with me about, because we've been talking about this incident for
Sure.
a little bit, and he said, I know a young brother who's now a principal in Prince George's County, and what he's done is to incorporate phones into the educational
about that?
process.
There you go.
And is actually now going
Innovation.
around and teaching other principals and teachers how to incorporate it. So rather than, because he understood as a young person, and this principal that I'm speaking of, I wish I could call his name, is fairly young himself.
DC
and
or Prince George's
in
County?
Prince George's County.
Brown,
His name is Blake something.
Okay.
But in any case, what he's done is he's taught his teachers how to use the phone to communicate with them. So he brings in, okay, if you have some
There you
comments
go.
about, let's create a hashtag and you all
about that?
post your comments. So
Post.
use your phones
Sure.
as a way to engage in education.
Sure.
He's taught, he's allowed them to do, there's like a million different social media platforms.
question.
And he's taught the teachers to try to use
Adapt to it.
adapt instead of
Versus fight it.
instead
Evolve,
of
that's
evolve.
progress.
And so and because this is what they're relating to, and so it's not to say that that's the only way they should relate. That's not the point. But it's give a little, take a little. And in doing that, you know, he's seeing just remarkable things
results.
in terms of even kids just showing up for school has gone up. I mean, something
that?
as simple as attendance.
Wow.
And there's a difference in what happens is we don't do enough research as to what's going on in the next generation. 50% of the population right now is is millennial.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
and here's what happens. From your perspective, that's what the phone means to you.
Sure.
That's because you haven't adapted properly. And the reality is that
21st
exactly.
Like the
And
rest
you're trying to move them to a different space when
Yes.
everything for them is
That's right.
instantaneous.
Exactly.
It's a shift that we have to
Right.
absolutely take a look at,
point.
and
Exactly.
quite frankly, we're gonna have to embrace it because
Yes.
it is
don't have a
different.
choice.
And in
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
place, your responsibility is to help them grow to a different level,
Yes.
and you have to meet them where they are
Absolutely.
instead of trying to bring them to where you are,
Absolutely.
because you're not gonna get it.
And
There's
as
a
he
certain
said, because it's more
relatability.
than just a phone.
It is.
It's not. I
It's
mean,
a computer.
we call it a phone.
We call it that,
But,
but
that's
it's
we
not really
But
do
think about it.
business on the phone. I
Think
mean,
about
we
it.
literally
Yeah.
can do everything on our smartphone
Right.
that we could used to think of on a
Yes.
computer, and it's a complete communication tool. It's a resource, and
Right.
so empower.
Yes,
Correct.
exactly.
And I'm a
exactly.
business owner, and I use my phone as a tool.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
I could spend the whole entire day outside of the office, but I'm using my phone to conduct business.
Right.
all day.
Absolutely.
Your emails
Absolutely.
there, you can
Right.
use all of the programming. I mean, I create documents. I'm sending things.
And let
to
me explain
people.
something to you. I just, on my phone, I just put this out on Facebook and I tweeted it. And John Latson, what's up, man? I see you listening and watching, man. We appreciate you. Technology.
Yes.
So embrace technology, y'all.
Exactly right.
I thank
Like-
you for that point. And you know, we do a lot of talking about news and hot topics. And
Sure.
Holly, I know that you, being a Missourian, did I say it right?
From Missouri?
Oh yes.
Show me.
We watched what happened on the college campus. So
Yes.
can you just share with us and give us some insights?
So first, let me say, you know, I am a very proud Missourian. I have a business there still actively engaged in, and I'm excited to see Dr. Middleton take the reins. A few things on Dr. Middleton. Dr. Middleton actually went to law school with my father. He was the class behind my father, and he actually taught my brother, who's
about
also
that?
an attorney.
How about
So we have a really rich history with Dr. Middleton in general, and he has been literally on that campus from student to professor, to leading the legal education and key components of legal education on that campus
Excellent.
for almost 40 years.
Oh, you're kidding.
And it's sad that when he originally was being considered before this last president for the presidency, that he didn't get the job originally. And in fact, they had to pull him out of retirement. He's been retired for a year. Pull him out of retirement and bring him back, which just lets you know, had they gone with him in the first place, we probably would not be in this situation.
Interesting.
So
But everything happens for
everything happens for
And
a
a time and
reason
season, yeah.
and a time and a season. But the good thing is that Dr. Middleton is exactly the right person to lead them out of this tragedy. I don't know if he'll be the right person to keep them out of tragedy, but certainly during this transition period, that's the right guy for the job. That's who you want on the case.
Yeah.
The other thing I can say that's really exciting is the Missouri Black Caucus has really taken an active role in this.
Excellent.
And has been serving as a group of people serving in the Missouri legislature who oversee these budgets. It's an important role for them to come in, and they've met with the administration, with the students, as well as with the community, and are playing a really important hammer role, if you will, oversight role, to make sure that a lot of these things happen. And I want to give a big shout out to them, and particularly Representative Gail McCann Beatty, who is the assistant minority floor leader, who's really adding value to this conversation.
Excellent.
And then last but not least, the influence of the students themselves.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
I start with the grown-ups in the room, but none of this would have been possible but for the courageous actions of these students.
Yes.
And the
And I
athletes,
want to
yeah.
talk about them in two forms, because this is not an overnight movement that has
Think about
happened
it.
on this campus.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yes.
Talk
They
about it.
spent many semesters, actually, the last couple of semesters, going to the administration,
Yes.
applying through the student government,
Yes.
Meeting
Going
with,
through all
going
of the
through the
proper
proper
protocols.
channels
The
and the
proper channels.
process to
And
try to get some
Holly-
relief on these issues.
Holly, may I interject something that's so key and integral? It's one of my friends, Dr. Maurice Scholes, posted on Facebook a picture of Jonathan Butler. This is a young student who did the hunger strike.
Yep.
And what his picture
Yes.
showed was he and his dad, and he said this was
Yeah.
a young black man from the suburbs,
Right.
from a rich family. His father is
Right.
like top 3 senior executive
Right.
in a Fortune 50,
Wow.
Yep,
not even
yep.
Fortune 100 company.
Uh-huh.
So it made no sense for this Union Pacific's executive son to be experiencing discrimination, which speaks to the broader spectrum that
Absolutely.
this issue is
Yes.
real
Yes.
because it is not limited to
Right.
Correct.
your zip
Right.
code, your
No zip
socioeconomic
code, right.
background.
Absolutely.
It is purely based on the color of your skin.
Yes.
So I'm enjoying
and
that
this-
you're
and
speaking
this-
to
this-
the depth of these young people.
Absolutely. I mean, these are college students who
Yes.
understand and are fighting for a right to have a decent college education.
Right.
And they're seeking not to be anarchists, but to be productive parts of the process. And
certainly.
that is definitely where they started. And then, you know, after kind of getting not just rejected, but ignored and not heard.
Certainly.
I mean, that is the
Wow.
real piece.
Which is a travesty.
Which
when
is
people
different.
think the kids
If you're-
just protested a few weeks and all of a sudden the president steps down.
No, no, no,
there
no,
had
no, no.
been a process.
Yes, Yeah.
There had been the
exactly.
application
Yeah, okay.
of a professional process.
Exactly. Right.
They exhaust. So you left them to no
So,
other.
Holly, I got a quick question. So,
Yeah.
Missouri, is it more racial tension in the Midwest versus this part of the country? I'm just curious.
Well, yes. I would say yes. I mean, I think Missouri. I've always said this. Missouri is a microcosm of America.
Certainly.
Because we literally in one state have every geographic boundary. St. Louis to the east
Sure.
definitely represents more of an East Coast vibe and
see.
sensibility. So you would find some of that if that's what you're familiar with, you would not
Yeah,
see some of this as
certainly.
much as you would. If you go to the west, we're very Western there. We have a little bit more politeness and a little bit more Western sensibility about ourselves. But we also have the middle ground, which represents the small town America and the college town where Columbia happens to sit. The Mizzou happens to be located in Columbia. And then further down to the south, because you forget that the Missouri Compromise, we ended up on the wrong
Amen,
side of that
amen.
deal. And if you go a little bit what we refer to as the Boo Hill, you know, we have a rich community of African American farmers and rural community down there that's very sizable, but that live really a rural reality of racial discrimination on a regular basis, despite the fact that they have the population. They have a really hard time getting people elected. They're not really represented well.
Certainly.
In fact, Missouri caucus people typically go from St. Louis and Kansas City, voyage down there just to try to make sure that their interests are represented. And that's all within one state. Another little fact, since we're talking about my home state, and think about the fact that Missouri is the only state that's bordered by 8 other states.
Certainly.
And so we pick up a little bit of everybody,
Sure.
you know, from that, from Illinois to Kansas,
Right.
from Oklahoma, from
Right.
Arkansas,
Right.
Kentucky, Tennessee. So we get all of that right there in the state of Missouri. But back to the students, because they're really the stars here.
Yeah.
They did start out trying to be a part of, and it's not the rejection that did it to them; it's the ignore. It's the dismissal.
Sure.
It's the you're not important enough for us to even consider
Right.
your opinion that pushes them to the edge.
Right. And I think that's so relevant because I think what we're seeing, Jennifer, and I think everyone will agree, is that across the country, we're seeing I'll call it an epidemic of violence that is stemming from folks that have literally they've taken enough.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so what happened in Missouri, what's happened at Howard, what's
Oh,
happened
yeah.
at Yale,
Yes.
what's happened at these various campuses is really something that I can relate to as a student in the 80s in Sacramento, California.
Yes.
Yes.
Sitting in
Yes.
and protesting, some of the things that were going on during that time.
Absolutely.
So it's really interesting to me, and it's also very encouraging because what we see from what we do in the community with young men,
Yes.
we see this is what we saw at Missouri. We saw white students and black students and the athletes take a position,
Stand
Yes.
together.
standing
Yes,
together
absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
uniting and sending a message that was really very powerful.
And that's
Yeah.
where the disconnect is coming in from the Gen X and above. The
Yes.
disconnect is that group of people in the millennials,
Yes.
they are in that colorblind state and
Absolutely,
technology
Emory.
state. And what's
Yes.
happening, nobody's recognizing it.
Speak to
Nobody's paying any
Yes,
attention
it's
to
right.
it.
Right.
The reality is that the world that they live in is an electronic world, and electronics has no color. Electronics has a language.
It's a like-minded
And it's a
world.
language, it's a culture
Yes.
that
Right.
they're like, and it's been happening. Everybody's been
Yes,
ignoring
absolutely.
it,
Yeah.
and it happened with the music,
Yes.
and it just transferred
Yes.
from the
And it's still
music
happening.
to the
Into-
technology,
Absolutely.
and people taking
That's
the
it.
even keel, and everybody else on the other end of the spectrum, they're ignoring it because they're expecting everyone to act as though they act.
Right.
When the reality is
Right.
that when you look at that millennial group, they are looking to get what they want when they want it, and they
Yes.
are willing to do what it
To
takes
sacrifice
to
whatever.
get it.
Correct.
They're not impressed. I
Right.
always say, as an 80s daughter, right,
Sure.
that in my high school, we integrated our prom. If you could imagine, I went
And where'd
to
you go?
the black prom.
Where?
Port Allen High School.
How about that?
in Louisiana.
Louisiana.
In
Wow.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
And so many of you know Brian Mitchell. Brian was
Yes.
at Plaquemine High School. I was at
Yes.
Port, and all of us said we play sports together,
Yes.
we learn together, we do everything together.
Yes.
And so to see these young people advance themselves
Mm-hmm.
and that Emmerich Peace Brilliance, that's what I call it. I have that other line, Emmerich always sends me pearls of wisdom, but you're exactly right, Charles, that it is the young people's mindset that they are protesting in their way.
Yes.
And there's a beautiful book that has talked about how we've gone from being an agricultural society to an industrial one to the information age. And now we're leaving the information age going into the shift age,
How about
where
that?
if you are not like-minded and on purpose, you are always going to miss the boat.
Oh, most
and so
definitely.
that shift is what I'm evidencing. And
great.
I'm just impressed that this
Yeah.
conversation on Truth 360 is happening at a
Yes.
timely fashion.
It is.
And I'm overjoyed that 100 Black Men
Yeah.
is
Yes,
leading this
absolutely.
conversation.
Yeah.
And so if
Yes,
you all
yes,
don't
yes.
mind,
Represented.
I would like
Yes.
to give us a quick song break with
Sure.
one of my favorite songs. As I've shared earlier, Holly, I'm a champion of the women, but I love the brothers. I had a great dad, granddad, great-granddad, my uncles off the chain, my brothers,
Yeah.
not to mention my husband and sons. But literally, this song by Angie Stone was my theme song, My Brothers,
Yes.
Black Brother.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Great segue. Awesome. Shamari White.
He is my king, he is my one. Yes, he's my father, yes, he's my son. I can talk to him, cause he understands everything I go through and everything I am. He's my support system, I can't live without him. The best thing since sliced bread is his kiss, his hugs, his lips, his touch. And I just want the whole world to know about my black brother. I love you and I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. Cause you're my black brother, strong brother, and there is no one above you. I want you to know that I'm here for you forever true. He's misunderstood. Some say that he's up to no good around the neighborhood. Well, for your information, a lot of my brothers got education. Now check it. You got your Wall Street brother, your blue collar brother, you're down for whatever, chilling on the corner brother, your talented brother, and to every one of y'all behind bars, you know that Angie loves you. My black brother. I love you. I'll never try to hurt you. No. I want you to know that I'm here for you. For you, 'cause you're my brother. Strong brother. There is no one above you. I want to know that I'm here for you, my black brother. Said I never hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you. Oh, brother, my strong brother. There is no one. I want you to know that I'm here for you. Forever true. You mean so much to me. You give me what I need. I'm so proud. I said I'm so proud. I love you for staying strong. You got it going on. I'm so proud of you. Going through thick and thin, brothers, you gonna win. I'm so proud. I said that I'm so proud of you. Whenever you're facing doubt, brothers gonna work it out. I'm so proud. I got unshakable faith. You're my black brother. I love you. I'll never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you. 'Cause you're my brother, strong brother. There is no one other. I want you to know that I'm here for you. Only you got to satisfy. Never try to hurt you. I want you to know that I'm here for you. Forever true. 'Cause you're mine.
Welcome back, and we have found yet another fine black brother to add to our table.
Church.
Amen.
Amen,
And so
church.
I know our listening audience wants to get in on this conversation, and you already know how to do it. You could Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Truth360 by BDC. It's all the same. We're gonna find you. We're gonna light you up. Post a question for us, and we'll put it up on the air. But we got to get back to this.
Oh my God, Holly!
The conversation is gonna be deep, so you want to sit in for this one.
Best conversations. If you are just logging in and logging on and listening to us, we've been talking about the power of technology to bring together the millennial young generation. We've been talking about the power of having distinguished black men leading in the 21st century. And so we are truly having a 21st century conversation. You'll have to catch it on the replay because we have questions. We want to get this in. So, gentlemen, we are here with 100 black men of Prince George's County. I've lauded you. I celebrate you. I honor you. I know almost all of you personally very well, or I've met you in recent months and this year. And what I want you to do is tell our listeners who is 100 black men and who are the 100 black men of Prince George's County.
Wow.
You want to take that?
Great question, Emmerich.
We're fathers, husbands, sons, brothers,
Business
nephews, business owners, judges,
Yes.
lawyers, doctors,
Wow.
professional life coaches,
Yes.
fundraisers. We come from all walks of life.
Yes.
And the important part, we come from all walks of life, joined as one to commit back to the community. As I said earlier, with that emphasis of we didn't just show up one day.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Somebody
yes.
gave us a hand up. Somebody gave us a
Yes.
foot up. Somebody gave us
Yes.
a leg up. And that's what makes it so important that we get back into the community and we give back because really we're all products of our environment. Walter grew up in New York.
right.
I grew up in Baltimore. Charles grew up in California.
Tremaine.
Tremaine grew up in Gary, Indiana.
All right now. for the Midwest.
Fort Washington, Maryland.
Fort Washington.
Yeah.
So you know we everywhere.
The
We-
diversity.
it's the diversity,
Yeah.
and the common goal is that we're giving back to our community. That's the common goal. We all check our egos at the door.
That's right.
Sometimes we have issues with egos. You know, it's that male thing. At the end of the day, we all alpha males. We're all trying to jockey for our little piece of position. However, in our pieces, in our position, and working in our gift zone, it's all about the kids.
That's
At
right.
the end of the
I
day.
love
Yes,
it.
and what
Right.
I
Good
love
segue.
about that is that I have, you know, that political statement that says there's no such thing as permanent friends or permanent enemies,
Right.
only permanent interests. But when it comes to serving, to business, whatever we do collaboratively, keep the mission. If you have the mission well concretized
That's it.
and defined, you can egos get checked,
That's it.
priorities get checked, because we're human,
That's
and
it.
you can't.
Concretized.
Yes.
Right. That's nice word.
Concrete and
Concretized.
together.
I,
that's
you
the
know,
word.
you
know.
a scientist.
I'm a scientist.
I
We put it
I
together.
need sixth grade.
Jennifer and Holly, I want
language.
to add
Thank you. I
to
love it,
the
though.
president's comments. I was the founding president, and this was not an easy journey. We
Yes.
formed this chapter 4 or 5 years ago. We got turned down. This is not this is not just we get together and we're going to mentor some you. Let me tell you the process in a quick soundbite. You have to go down to Atlanta, which
Yes.
is our national organization down
Yes.
there. You have to lobby. You have to raise over $5,000. You have to have a certifiable chapter with accounting, members,
Yes.
and you have to write a mission statement. You have to have all of your pillars together.
Yes.
You present to the board. Well, guess what? The first time we got turned down. You know why? We were not prepared. Went back down again, and we got approved. This is
Yes.
also, for you listeners and viewers out there, this is not a local organization. We are a international organization with over
Yes.
120 chapters.
I love it.
So what you're seeing is a mentoring organization led by this nice brother right here that is international in scope.
Yes.
And we take this in a very serious light. So I want the listeners to know that we are
That's
international, not
That's
local.
awesome.
That's
But
right.
that's
And
what
I
we
can't
want.
help
We
but-
want you to tell the story.
Absolutely, and I think that's important, you know, and I think that also probably relates to who you all are as gentlemen
Most definitely.
and what you can bring to the Prince George
Area.
County.
What we
Lutheran
can bring,
youth.
no, it's what we bring, not what we
Uh-huh.
can bring.
Hey,
We bringing it.
I
Amen.
stand
We
corrected,
show up.
and
We bringing
I'm
it.
proud
We
to be
show
corrected.
up.
Exactly.
I'm proud to be corrected.
Exactly, and
Absolutely.
so
And I
while-
want
yeah,
go ahead.
go-
I was just gonna say, you know, and I think about
Yes.
some of the things that we were talking about in the news segment.
Certainly.
About what leads to this. And I'm sure those are very similar to the things that you all see working with the youth and working with men and boys, younger men and
Tremaine,
boys.
can you
Perfect.
comment on that, Tremaine?
Perfect segue.
This is our mentoring chair.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so
Okay.
He might know a little bit.
We love mentors on True 360. Wow.
And I just want to add, when I was 18, between the age of 18 and 25, I was raised by a single mom, me and my brother. I'm from Gary, Indiana. But when I was 18, my mother introduced me to a group of men like us who are at this table. And those men mentored me between that age and helped me become who I am today.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for those men who mentored me, I wouldn't be here at this table speaking to you all. And so being that was a part of my life and part of my journey, and like Emmerich said many times, that it's our responsibility to give back because we weren't always in this position we're in today. That's right.
Yes.
And so this is my passion: leadership, serving the community, reaching back to our young men and our young people to give them the tools and the resources that they need so that they can accomplish their goals and their dreams.
And talk a little bit, Tremaine, if you would. Talk just a little bit about our programs right now.
And so our mentoring programs, we're currently in Suitland Elementary School and District Heights Elementary School in Prince George's County. I'm a big reader. You see there's a book here,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
So our program will be relaunching in January, and will be under the title "Leaders Are Readers."
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Because
Because literacy is a major problem. I
That's
think
right.
we were at a
Yes.
round table, Holly, in May, where a number of educators were talking about how they can't even help the children who are in juvenile diversion
There you
programs
go.
because they can't even read a sentence.
That's right.
And so we know that social media has shortened or truncated verbiage, but just the basic reading, it's incredible.
And that we
The
just,
vision is
one
incredible.
of the things that we did this year. We also donated dictionaries to Prince George's County Public School
That is
third
so
graders.
awesome.
So, and it just falls into what Tremaine is running this program as leaders of readers. You need to understand diction, and we gave
That's
them the
right.
third graders because of what they've shown. The prison, the pipeline,
Yes.
is that they understand
That's
by the
it.
third grade. Third grade is the pivotal point in literacy. If
Yes.
a child cannot read coming out of the third grade, going to the fourth grade, they're in trouble, and that's when they understand that we need to start building prisons because they can't read, and we're gonna have to do something with them.
Right.
And us in the
Yes.
dictionary
Yes.
program, it was just
Absolutely.
it was a
You're
great program. And that's
absolutely right,
Tremaine.
because my first community service when I moved to Prince George's County
Yes.
almost 20 years ago now was to go to, I was a scientist, I'm a molecular biologist.
Yes.
So I was
That's why you're so
invited-
smart.
Brilliant. Oh, she's
Say
brilliant.
them big words.
Yeah.
As I say,
I see, said a blind
Don't
man.
sleep on
Break
Jennifer.
it down now.
Dr. Jennifer is a genius.
Look, that's what
Yes.
I said. I knew
And
it was
so-
real.
Y'all
I
got-
doubt
My
that.
sister
Hey.
is a genius. I'm
As
just gonna
viewers,
say it.
I
y'all
need
got to
to
see this
know.
woman.
Train
She's a
me.
great presenter too, by the
Oh,
way.
she's
Yes,
phenomenal.
She puts it
yes.
down.
Oh,
You hear me?
phenomenal.
So here I'm invited. You know, at that time I was traveling all over the country, speaking, teaching, doing research at Walter Reed's Army Institute of Research, and I'm invited to this school. So I'm like, first school in Prince George's County, all
Yes.
those black kids, and I was talking to the kids, having a great time,
Sure.
and said, "Can somebody pull out their dictionary?" And not one kid had a dictionary. There was one
Oh,
dictionary
man.
in one teacher's room in the school.
That is amazing, Charles.
And so I went to the country club at Woodmore with a bunch of brothers,
How about that?
played golf, and said, I just need y'all to get some money. And we
Gonna buy
bought
some
dictionaries.
dictionaries, yeah.
And I was heartbroken. She's no longer at the school. I won't name the school.
Sure.
But the principal would not allow me to give dictionaries. And that is the thing that made me go to the first
Oh, that's
school
crazy.
board meeting
It's-
and
That's
said, this
crazy.
is a problem.
That's
This
just
is
words,
I'm
Emory.
from Louisiana. You can give anybody a book.
Go
let
ahead.
me
Mark.
let
Everett.
me explain this to you.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
We
crazy.
deliver dictionaries, and we call to get dictionaries delivered, and they say you can just leave them at the front desk.
That was the
That's the
original
that's
response.
and,
From
and
who?
that- that
From who?
res-
The
from
original
the
response.
from the school.
That's
The response
We didn't
is
settle
the
for
response
that.
is
Yeah.
we're not leaving the dictionaries at the front desk. We are delivering these dictionaries to these kids
In the class.
individually
In the
in
class.
the class.
And they
And
need
so-
to see you. They need
Yes.
to see.
Yeah, see, that's
that
what I was
these
saying.
Men
It's not about the
bought
dictionary.
the
It's about the
dictionary.
dictionary.
It's about the action.
action.
You're
Yes,
imprinting
there
something
you
in their
go.
brain
Right.
that they came and brought us for Jennifer World love.
There you go. And 2 weeks ago,
Love.
2 weeks ago, we had something that was, I think, phenomenal in the county. We had Men Make a Difference Day. And that day,
Yes.
you saw our chapter come out in full force, but you also saw men, fathers, brothers
Yeah.
come out to all schools.
Yeah.
What we're talking about doing next year is making that a quarterly event,
I
not
was
just
gonna
a,
say,
a
can
we
yearly
do it
event.
again?
The looks on those kids'
We
faces
gotta do
was
film.
incredible.
wanna make it
Let me
happen.
just read this real quick. This is
Yeah,
the
please
definition
do.
of literacy in the school. One of the schools we're in, Suitland. This is what Principal Preston has posted. This is the definition of literacy. Literacy is the ability to read, write, speak, listen, and use numeracy. In Prince George's County Public Schools, our focus on literacy emphasizes the ability to report, evaluate, gather, synthesize, and comprehend information and ideas, conduct original research in order to answer questions and solve problems, analyze and create non-print text, use numbers to process information, solve problems, and interpret data.
Yeah.
That is the
Incredible.
true definition of literacy.
Absolutely.
And so anything short of that is
It's
unacceptable.
unacceptable.
It's
It's
unacceptable.
unacceptable.
We kind of danced around something. I
Yes.
apologize.
Talk
Yes,
about
sure.
it.
No, bring us back.
Tremaine.
Talk
Leaders
about
of readers. Let's go back to that
Yes,
conversation
that-
because
yes.
we just started
Brush-
running down.
brush
some
right by
things.
that one, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
that's-
that
boys
that's-
read.
that's-
That boys
that's-
read.
that's
That boys read.
necessary
Thank you,
because
thank you.
in the perspective of coming from that, from Tremaine and the mentoring group is just. You
Yes.
go,
Come on,
brother.
Tremaine.
I
Yeah.
It's your mic.
And talk about
Absolutely.
Boys Read.
Absolutely.
Talk
Yes.
about Boys Read.
Yeah.
You
We
go
talk
there.
about the event.
And so we also have Boys Read. It's a part of a program with the Prince George's County Library System. But we're 100 Black Men of Prince George's County. We partner with the Spalding Library branch
Yes.
over
Yes.
in the District Heights,
District Heights.
Yes. yes.
area.
Great
And so
community.
we meet with the boys over there every other Monday, and we read with them, and they're able to interact with the mentor, the men in
Yes.
our program.
It's a great program.
It's a great program.
And so what are the young men doing when you are there? What are you seeing? Have you seen transformation in the young men?
Good
Are you
question.
seeing them more engaged with you? What's happening when they're in the room with you?
Reading's powerful. Talk
Well,
about it.
Just coming from last year, I apologize because I was in last year. When you at the end, when you get ready to take a summer break, and the kids give you that look in the face, like you're not coming back next week. That's a totally different
Yes.
look. Or you have one kid. We have one kid that he's faithfully there. He's a cancer survivor,
Yes.
and he walks up to one of our mentors. One of our mentors say, "I'm so glad you're here."
God.
Is that like?
Yes.
That
Yeah,
you're
right.
here
That you're
because it's
here.
the presence
That's
Yeah.
right.
that's so powerful, and I can't imagine reading to. I know I'm a
Let
writer.
me stop you, Jennifer.
word.
We don't read to them; they read to us.
Oh,
They read to
wow.
us.
No, they
Oh,
read
they
to
read to
us.
us.
No,
No, I'm talking about.
they read to us.
That's
Yes.
it.
And
I
they
want to
read
listen.
well.
They read
Right.
to you.
And we've seen the
Beautiful.
improvement.
Yeah.
We've
Wow.
seen the improvement, and that's really kind of a perfect segue, not to take away from our phenomenal mentoring chair, but that's kind of a perfect segue to why we are having this event.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a break because it's the
Certainly.
top of the hour,
That's a
and
good
we're going to
teaser.
start with the
No, you have
event
to go
coming
back
back.
there. You
No,
have to
we
go back
gonna
to
come.
these
We
We
meetings.
got
finish
this.
this.
I appreciate you, brother, but I promise I got this one.
Okay.
All right, now.
Don't go nowhere.
Let's take a
Be
break.
right back.
Don't go nowhere. We'll be
It's
right
live
back.
in
But we
here.
can't-
It's live.
And,
100 Black Men's is.
And so you know how much I love music, and I'm in the room with some debonair brothers, and just so fresh and so clean.
Fresh and
There it is. I love it.
So fresh and so clean, clean. Ain't nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh, so fresh and so clean, clean. I love when you step at me. I'm just so fresh, so fresh and so clean,
Sir Lucius
clean.
got Gator belts and Patty Melts and Monte Carlos and Eldorado. So I'm waking up out of my slumber feeling like Rollo. So follow, it's showtime at the Apollo minus the Kiki Shepherds. With about a Pepper Prince, Teddy, Pendergrass, cooler than Freddie Jackson, sipping a milkshake in a snowstorm. Left I throw warm in the dorm room at the AU. We paid 2 athletes might cake you, but you must have me mistaken with them statements that you make,
Nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh, so fresh and so clean, clean. Don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. Ain't nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. I love when you step at me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean.
Canary yellow, 7-9 civilians on display. Go hooked it up, oh my, gon' dip my rim today, so ride out to the honeycomb, hide out. I'm show you how to wild out like Jack Tripper. Let me be Bambino on your slippers, YKK on your zipper. Lick you like a lizard when I'm slizzard or sober. 6 million ways to fold ya, like Noah's. I get 2s of views and you get pretty deep. But I call you from 8ish, I know you'll be there for me, girl.
Ain't nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. Don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. Ain't nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. I love when you step at me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean.
Those huge baby eyes get to running off at their mouth and telling me everything that's on your nasty mind. They say you're malnutrition, then need a vitamin D, and inviting me to that tingle in your spine. I love who you are, love who you ain't. You're so Anne Frank. Let's hit the attic to hide out for about 2 weeks. Rick James and no chains and whips. I still hips jerk and double time. The boy next door's the freak. Ha ha.
Nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. Don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. Ain't nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. I love when you step at me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean.
The coolest motherfuckers on the planet. The sky is falling, ain't no need to panic. I got a stick and want your automatic. Compatible, created in the attic. We are the coolest motherfuckers on the planet. The sky is falling, ain't no need to panic. I got a stick and want your automatic. Compatible, created in the attic.
Ain't nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. Don't you think I'm so sexy? I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. Ain't nobody don't miss me. I'm just so fresh and so clean, clean. I love when you step at me.
All right, we're back, and you can see we're going to be talking about the event of the gift of mentoring and leadership. We still have more to talk about with Boys Read and the many programs of the 100 Black Men of Prince George's County. But now's a chance for you to join the conversation and be a part of what we're talking about. We promise to let you get a word in. You can contact us at 218-862-8237 and just enter the passcode 2014. I've got my little screen up, so I'll designate you by your last 4 numbers. So please join us to be part of the conversation. Now, before we go to the fundraising, because I know folks want to hear about that, I want to make sure that we close the door and understand the other programs that you
About
have
the
and the mentoring piece specifically.
Yeah, talk about all 4 pillars, Tremaine. Thank you.
Okay, so our 4 pillars are health and wellness. We have mentoring, economic empowerment. Let's say, did I give 3? And education. Okay. and so I'm the chairman of the mentoring pillar.
Yes.
Mentoring is the heart of our organization. That is what we do. And so without mentoring, the 100 Black Men would not exist. Even though all the things that we do are important, mentoring is the heart of the organization.
Love it.
And I just want to share a quote that the late Dr. Miles Monroe said. He said, the greatest act of leadership is mentoring. And he went further to say, if what you do dies when you die, you're a generational failure. So as leaders in our community, especially us as men, we have to reach back and teach and help our young people grow and become successful. Not successful in terms of houses and cars, but becoming the people that they desire to become.
Yes.
And so that's what we do as men, the 100 Black Men, and that's what we're doing here in Prince George's County.
Amen.
It's phenomenal. And at the end of the day, you said it so beautifully that the core of what you do is mentoring, and the power to me is just in your mere presence. And that's why that making sure that you didn't just drop books off in the front office, but that you went and let the students see you give that love, because your presence is so powerful. Your breakfast last year, I had 20 things, but I made it. And just to see the room, powerful. And then at the end, all these amazing men coming out with all of the amazing guests you had there. It was just your presence.
And Jennifer, we could have easily went to Upper Marlboro or Bowie, but we decided to go to Suitland, District Heights,
Communities
where these, and then I'm going to let it go, where these kids are actually, some of these kids are almost homeless.
Yes.
Their parents are on lockdown.
Almost.
Well, okay, I don't want to say it.
It's some that really are.
See, so think about that. Think about that. So just to see a Black man in a suit and to give one child some hope is what we're trying to do.
And for the person, for the Black man that's in the suit, Emory gave that list. You've all given who you are, but you're talking about doctors and lawyers and businessmen. We're talking about leaders. We're talking about not the drug dealer, not just the athlete, not just the celebrity, but for them to have a real touch him, feel him, breathe him, see him, and you don't just come and go. You're there. You
Jennifer, there are some parents that can't get their kids to our events. I've given them personally $20, $40 to get gas. That's how bad it is. This is what we're about.
And that's the pain that people don't know. And what for, we talk about red bottom shoes, we talk about Christian Louboutins all the time. And we don't bequeath anybody their right to reward themselves for their hard work and labor. But if you could just take a modicum, a smidget of what you have.
Modicum. Go ahead, girl. Break it down.
Give to someone.
I love Black men. We have a caller on the line. Caller, thank you for joining Truth 360.
Oh,
hello.
Someone's jamming.
We hear you jamming in the background, caller. Hello.
Okay, I think we might.
Hi, I'm Sharon from Aroma.
Hello. Welcome. You're on Truth 360.
Yes, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Do you have a question or a comment?
Actually, I'm just coming in, so I can just piggyback in, and then I can comment with the question or
All
comment.
right. Well, we're gonna put you back on mute because you're jamming, and we're gonna get back to our
Okay,
conversation.
I'm sorry.
Please
Okay,
join
thank
us,
you.
though.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
All right. So I am the
Go ahead,
one.
that's yours.
I mean, Jennifer and I are both big money people, but I'm typically the one that starts the money conversation
At all times. At all times.
Holly's a trip boy.
Make money.
And so I appreciate the good works, but we know the good works don't happen on thin air. It takes cash.
Cash rules
and we
everything
know
around
that
me.
part of being in a community is writing a check. It's a couple things that
Yes.
you have to do in order to be a full member of the community, and writing a check is a big part of being a full member of the community. So, we give you lots of opportunities to write checks on this show. And I want to talk about the gift of mentoring and leadership and what you got coming up.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here. My name is Shamari White, and I'm the fundraising chair of the 100 Black Men of Prince George's County. It's a great honor.
And Shamari, please, as each of your colleagues have, tell the listeners who you are, because we want them to understand the men that are in the room at this table.
Amen. Don't be modest. Put it out there.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, we'll make Jennifer introduce you, and we'll be here another 10 minutes.
That's
So
all
we gotta
right.
let you
That's how we do.
Yes, you
Well,
do.
I'm very excited to be here. I am originally from Fort Washington, what we call Oxon Hill.
Yes,
Product,
yes.
proud Siouxland High School. So really a Prince George's County product. I gotta give a shout out to the Bison, Howard University
Yes.
product,
HU.
right across the street here.
HU.
But also a graduate of the University of Maryland, so College Park, the Terps in the house. I'm currently associate vice president for Foundation Business Operations at Children's National Medical Center,
Awesome.
Children's Health
Amazing.
System. So been very blessed and fortunate. And really that sort of drove me to really linking up with these wonderful gentlemen, these proud brothers, as we focus our efforts to uplift our youth in our community. And so something that's very a part of my passion and profession, being a vice president of a foundation, is raising money.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm happy.
You
Talk
gotta
about it.
have the cash.
Absolutely.
It's the tool.
Absolutely. So happy to lend my talents to sort of create this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful event. You've mentioned it. The theme is a gift of mentoring and leadership, because it's a gift. We know it's a gift to be able to
be able to
provide
serve.
mentorship and provide leadership to our youth. And it's a gift that they appreciate. Emmerich mentioned at the end of the school year, when we leave the board's read program, and they know it's the end. It's a
Yes.
gift. And sometimes it gets taken away from them because we don't give the gift of our service. And so what we wanted to do with this event is to raise money. It's not just a party. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a VIP event. We have some special guests coming through.
Absolutely.
I think we can announce that
can announce.
Gary Clark,
The Washington
former
Redskins.
wide receiver for the Washington Redskins. You guys
Yes.
remember Art Monk and Gary
Yes.
Clark, the dynamic duo. So we'll have
Yes,
Gary
yes.
Clark there.
We got Shamari Stone from NBC.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
nice.
So we're bringing community leaders and influencers together in one room to discuss not only what's happening with our youth, but also to discuss the solutions that we can
Yes.
come up with together in a setting that's very festive, that also brings toys to our kids, so that we can together have a great time, but also give back
With
to
the
the community.
purpose, with the
Party
purpose.
with a
With
purpose.
the purpose.
Absolutely.
I love it because
said it,
there's an
Jennifer.
amazing scripture when you focused on, when I first got the flyer announcement and I saw the gift, it's what I've been telling, to whom much is given, much is required. And so that scripture in Luke is kind of like the life breath of me. But the gifts in your time, talent, and treasure, the gifts in your resources. So what can people do to connect with you? What's going to happen at the event? And what else do we need to have our listeners know? You have some sponsorship opportunities still
Yes.
available?
Absolutely. So let me give you a little bit of details for the event so everyone knows where exactly the event, the when, how, and where. So it's Thursday, December 17th. We have a supporters reception that starts at 6:30 to 7:30. The event itself starts at 7:30. We're lasting to 10, and it's going to be at the wonderful Newton White Mansion that's
nice.
in Mitchellville, Maryland. So it's a very nice,
Nice,
location,
beautiful venue.
beautiful venue.
Yes.
We're gonna
And
have.
I got my $125. I know y'all holding my
Uh-oh.
seat, right?
Thank
Holly,
you.
you coming?
Oh,
you
you
coming?
know. What?
All right, let me go. Go.
Absolutely. You can buy a primary ticket for $50, but we really want you to be a supporter for $125. So those are the ticket prices.
Absolutely.
Bring your toys. We want you to bring your toys. In terms of the event, we're going to have some of the mentees that we actually help. You can
Oh, I
see
love
them, and they're going to
that.
actually be there to
Look into their eyes.
It's a
Yes,
secret
I
sauce.
love that.
So you're going to see the benefits and the impact of where your gift is going to, the
Yes.
impact of the work that we've done so far. It's truly an opportunity to see where your investment is really going to be. We're going to have great appetizers. We're going to have an open bar. We're going to have an opportunity for folks to have a really
good
great
time.
time,
Yes.
but also see our mentees perhaps do some musical selections to really be involved. So it's going to be a
Do
really
we bring
special
wrapped
event.
toys, unwrapped toys?
Unwrapped toys are fine.
Okay, wonderful.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
And there are sponsorship opportunities.
Yes,
Yes,
go
that's
for
what
it.
we
Go
gotta
for
know.
it.
That's
what we
now
gotta
we're
know.
talking.
Bring it,
We
Shamari.
got to get down
Yes.
with the brothers.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
you know it's about money and funding, y'all.
I'm
Come on now.
always about that. I'm
Absolutely.
always about
So we
that.
have
No shame.
so we have 3 tiers. We have the silver sponsorship, which is $1,000. We have a gold sponsorship, which is $2,500, and the platinum, which is $5,000. Comparatively speaking, these are not high levels of sponsorships.
No.
You can go to
They're
any
digestible.
sort of event in Prince George's
Absolutely.
County, Washington, D.C., and you're going to pay triple, exponentially more than that.
Absolutely.
You're going to get so much more benefit out of the sponsorships, value for your money. You're going to see
Absolutely.
the kids. You're going to have a great time. We're going to have leaders all over the community. We're going to have some celebrity guests there. We're going to have Hall of Fame sort of athletes like
Lovely.
Mr. Gary
Lovely,
Clark.
lovely,
Certainly,
lovely.
he should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
certainly giving us to the yesteryear. The home team is doing
Yes.
well,
Yes.
obviously. So
Yes.
we're going to have some euphoria, enjoy the Redskins, enjoy some celebrities. It's going to be a great event. Party for a purpose. We need your donations.
And so we
need your
want to make
support.
this plea. I'm going to make this Jennifer shameless plea. So to all of the business executives, all of the business
Absolutely.
owners, it is the end of the year. You've got to make sure you get your 2015 tax write-offs in. This is
Yeah.
tax deductible.
This is the time.
And so it's very important that you give.
Yes.
And so you can reach out to us if you're our listeners. If you email us, we'll get it back to you. But how can our listeners contact you?
Absolutely. So we have a wonderful website. It's going to show you lots of great impact. We're also on Facebook. Let me give you the website really quickly. It's www.100princegeorges.org. And you can give now. You don't have to wait to the
Yes.
event.
That's-
You can
that's
actually
right.
go to the website.
And donate now.
And actually give
Yes,
now.
and
Donate
donate
now.
now.
It's very easy. You know, it's
Yes.
at the end of
Yes.
the end of the year, end of the calendar year. You want to get that tax write-off. You want to see some impact. You can give to a
Absolutely.
lot of charities.
Yes, but are they going to buy books? Are they going to go be with the boys every other Monday?
Right.
Are they going to
Yes.
go and touch the communities of need?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I want to, you know, you did your challenge. I got to do a special challenge to the sisters.
To the
Because
sisters.
you already know.
Already know.
You already know.
already
For
know.
all you sisters that's out there that God has said something, even just today, crazy about the brothers. You owe them some money.
Yeah, exactly.
Because now they're out here doing something worthwhile. So for all you who,
That's right.
you know,
Got
got this,
issues,
got that,
got
got
your
whatever,
issues.
it's time to pony up because this is put your money where your mouth is.
And if you and
time.
this
and we can
investment,
do it, and we
right,
can do
and
it.
this
So
investment
I want to
has
do a special challenge to the sisters. We
I'm
need
so,
to
all in
support
with you,
the
Holly.
brothers, and I
All
don't lead the
in with
way.
you.
I'm with you.
Because
we
this
go.
this has a return on investment. We're
Absolutely,
talking about that. We are
exponentially.
all making intergenerational.
Ooh, go
Right.
ahead, girl.
Yeah.
Intergenerational.
Talk about it.
Was that three? Was that 3 syllables?
Yeah.
That was 3 syllables.
See, I
I think
learned
we
from your
talked enough.
illustrious president over
Don't
here.
start no
Yes,
trouble.
yes.
But you know, here's the conversation.
Yes.
And the key part came up: investment. Let's make this
Investment.
clear.
It's an investment.
We
Investment.
are not broke. That's I want to make that clear.
Amen,
100
church.
black men
We're
in
not.
Prince George's
We're
County.
not.
We
If
are
you're
not
not
broke.
going to the-
We are
to the
soliciting
club.
the other people to invest in the community as we have.
absolutely.
They made it clear.
Invest.
We
Yeah.
are not broke. So we're
Yeah.
not on a corner with a bucket. we're giving you the opportunity to invest in the
To come and
community, in the
share
community,
in
to
that
share
I'm gonna tell you, it's
in
not
the
about
destination
that.
that we're going. I just want to make that
Yeah,
clear.
No, it's
you want
clear.
people to
It's
share.
clear,
Exactly.
but it's but that's a really important point because it really is an opportunity, and I think it's important to stress that. I had a conversation with my chapter, my sorority chapter, just this week.
Yes.
I would rather you raise the money than write the check. Because what it shows is support for the community.
For the cause.
And when you
That's
are
right.
part of the team, when you
Yes.
are a part of supporting 100 black men, that enables 100 black men to go out and show that they have community support. So it's not, it is about the check. So don't forget to write the check. I'm not
But
not
that's
saying
not the
that.
end of the
But
story.
it's more than your check.
It's
your
more
check,
than
your check
It's the
brings value with
affirmation.
it. It
That's
brings
And Holly and Jennifer,
It's the
that
the
you
other
have
thing we're going to be
support from the
doing,
community
what
to move
that
these
other organizations are
programs.
not doing, we're going to begin a metrics-based management. Tremaine,
Yes.
can you talk about how we're going to start evaluating grade scores and where they are, stake in the ground?
love it.
Because
Love
see,
it.
as you know,
Because that's the
without
thing.
funding,
Love
without
it.
that, you don't get proper
You don't
funding.
get the proper
Absolutely.
So what
funding.
we're going to do at 100
Grants
Black
need
Men in
to
Prince
see
George's County
metrics.
is we're going to have a
Yes.
metrics-based
That's beautiful.
situation on each individual student
Love it.
where you can measure where he or she is now in the future. Can you touch base on that a little bit, please?
And so the metrics that we're going to measure grades, we're going to measure
Okay.
attendance.
Awesome.
Also, if they have disciplinary actions.
Wonderful.
So those are some things that we want to monitor, with our mentees, because those are the things that we can help them overcome.
Absolutely.
Because as we see on Facebook and social media, our young men and our young women are having disciplinary actions that are causing creating lifetime impact and sometimes leading to incarceration. And so grades, disciplinary action, and attendance are important things that we will be monitoring.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm so glad that we had an opportunity to make that point.
Thank you.
And thank you for clarifying.
Yes, ma'am.
But it is important to support, and we know that you all will. And please know this is going to be a part of our after show content as we normally do, and we will continue to push it out between here and the event. So you have a friend
Excellent.
and a partner in Truth 360.
Absolutely. And to all of our listeners, you see me, viewers, you see me finagling, but we have a phenomenal leader, a phenomenal 100 black man, George C. Frazier, who's on the line. Dr.
What's
Frazier,
up,
can
George?
you hear us?
How you doing? Who you talking?
All right, I'm talking about you. So let me do my George Frazier. George Frazier is a friend to Truth 360. He's been here many times. He is our thought leader, our champion. We are Power Networking Conference attendees, participants. We're all in. But George, today on Truth 360, we have some of your friends, 100 black men of Prince George's County, led by President Emerick Peace and Executive Vice President Charles Wheeler, and they are here with their team, and I want you to share with everyone, to say a hello and to share with everyone why mentoring is so important for our young people.
What's up, George?
How you doing? How you doing, my brothers?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, George.
Good to hear you.
George, Walter Kirkland, how you doing, brother? Miss
Forward
you,
to
man.
seeing you on the 17th, man.
Good to see you, bro. Good to hear your voice.
Jennifer, I've been in the studio. I don't know how you 100 black men.
You know, I had 99
Hey,
in the
hey,
room.
George, we like
You are 100.
salmons in here, like crushed up in here like
Exactly,
sardines.
Exactly.
And they love it every minute of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
You're right
we
about
are.
it. We
Amen,
are.
church.
Absolutely.
So, George, this is your moment. Please share with our listeners. I know that these men are all your friends and partners in strategy and missions.
Well, they're men of and they are about black people. They answer litmus test questions. People.
You're breaking up a little bit, George.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, okay.
Is this any better? Oh, no, I was on. Is this better?
Yes.
Better,
Yes.
much
There
better.
we go.
Okay, good, yeah. These brothers passed the litmus test, and they always ask the litmus test question in their own subconscious mind, what I'm about to do good for my people. And you can't beat up black without asking a question and understanding that good must not only for you but for our community, and that's what is critically important, especially our young boys. Certainly need to be, but young black boys are, and I want to save our butt up, and I just really proud part, have been a part of the 100 Black Men tradition for many, many years. And I've participated in the Prince George's County 100 Black Men events, one of the best events in America.
Wow, that's high praise right
Say
there.
that again, George.
Yeah,
Say that again, George.
Can you repeat that, George?
That's Mr. George Frazier on the line, y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate you, brother.
So but it's the truth. I'm not because you're there. I said when you're not there, and that's always a test of how good people stay good when you're not present. And so it's good to be on call with my brother, and I just want to encourage you to stay the course. And I only find 3 words in my book, and that's stay the course. And that's simply chart good righteousness, then stay there.
Yes.
And all that you will come to you. All that you do, you will come to you. So these brothers have started incredible, and whenever they do it, they can count because hearts are in the right place.
Amen.
Thank you, George. Amen.
George, thank you so much. And George, I thought it was apropos while you're here that there's an amazing film that you are a part of called the Black Friday Film. And if you can just hold on a moment, we're going to allow that film to be played so that we can just again talk about the significance and impact in 21st century leadership of Black men.
If you died right now, would you leave bills or benefits?
I'm going to leave behind benefits.
Bills? Well, I'll leave both, benefits and bills.
Benefits.
And bills. I leave shoes, jewelry.
I got a little something saved. I got an insurance policy, but I got some bills too.
That's a funny question.
As a child, my family did not teach me about money because we didn't really have a lot of money growing up.
So we didn't realize we were being tricked to be a consumer. Until this day, some of us are still consumers because we're still trying to be fresh.
Louis Vuitton don't want black folks in their clothes. Gucci don't want black folks in their clothes. But we kill ourselves to go give the people that hate us the most our money.
Just kind of living and we're doing it and going on, but not really taking close inventory of what we're spending.
And these kids running around the internet beating each other up for World Star. You got all this other stuff they got to worry about, that they don't sit down and say, this is $1, this is a quarter, this is a dime, this is a nickel. And that's what I think the issue is.
So if I don't know myself, you give me $1 billion, I'll act like I don't know who the I am. I'm gonna be in the strip club and throwing it away.
Everybody on Instagram appears rich, particularly to the rest of the world.
Black people, we are the single richest African community on the face of the globe. And it makes absolutely no sense that we have poverty.
Living in America, I've witnessed very small portions of land and wealth be transferred from one generation to the next. With $1.1 trillion in buying power, what's prohibiting our team from pooling our talents and winning in society?
We've been taught the wrong things about money. We've been taught that money is a result rather than what it really is a tool.
And see, the problem is we get paid on Friday, get drunk on Saturday, go to church on Sunday, and then go back to work on Monday.
What can we do to ensure that we're leaving a legacy for our children?
Make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people that have the information and the knowledge of what you need in order to grow to the next level and to take your financial literacy to the next level.
We need to make sure that you do have something so your children don't have to start at ground zero again when you pass away, or even negative from having to put you in the ground.
Okay, and George, so we just showed the trailer for the Black Friday film, and you know, one of the things that happened at Power Networking Conference last year was Emerick Peace was on a panel, and he said something that I have repeated, lauded from the microphone many times, and will continue to give him credit for it. He said, George, and you remember this, when Emerick said, all of these, the majority of these acts of violence against Black people are happening in communities where people are renting and not homeowners. And the first time in Texas when an incident happened in a community that was a homeowners community, within hours, less than a day or two, the person who committed the offense was fired, suspended immediately, and it was dealt with. So, Emerick, I'm going to pitch that to you, and George, allow you to share just the insight of this Black Friday film and how it relates to this communication about 100 Black men and their mission.
The whole conversation is tenant-owned communities, transient people. In any tenant-owned community, 30% of that community will experience motility. They're going to move. Here's the conversation that nobody's having with us. Property taxes. The police department is funded by property taxes. The schools are funded by property taxes. The ambulatory services are funded by property taxes. These are all community services. The reality is that if you are not the homeowner who's paying the taxes, the government's thought process, really, they don't say this, do you deserve those services?
Wow, that's deep.
And if you're a tenant, really, you're not paying for the services. The government says, do you really deserve those services? And here's the reality. In the tenant-owned communities, they truly absorb more of the resources from those same services that they're not really paying for. And someone said, well, the homeowners pay the property taxes, so they should get the services. Well, really, the homeowner pay the taxes, and the police show up at their neighborhood, at their other house, not at their tenant-occupied house. To be perfectly honest with you, it's a different conversation. Just really quick, in Washington, D.C., there's a building. Most of us in here know there is the Arena Stage, Arena Playhouse. Arena Stage House used to be a 2-story building. They built the Arena Stage House to be 5 stories now. When they built the Arena Stage House, the occupants in the building behind it petitioned the circuit court, that they would not be able to build that building. The circuit court refused to hear their case against the Arena Stage. And what they said is that you live in this building, you are tenants in this building. The owner of this building does not have an issue with Arena Stage House building this 5-story building. We are not even going to hear this case because you don't have a stake in the conversation because you don't own the building.
Wow.
That's true to life.
Wow.
That's real. That's real.
And that's what it is.
That's real.
That's real. And then, frankly, when you combine not owning anything with not voting, then it really
got issues.
That's another part of the conversation. We would be here all. That's the second show. That's another conversation.
Second show. So George, go right ahead. What do you want to share with our listeners in this conversation about the Black Friday film, about this point that Emerick just made again so illustriously about tenant-owned properties versus homeowner properties?
First of all, Emerick has said that's one of the deepest pronouncing that he has said repeated income. Senator was profoundly.
George, you're breaking up a little bit. Is there anything that we can do to try to?
Can you call back in, George?
I can call back.
See, we can hear you clearly right now. Whatever you just did, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Stay right there.
All right, that's a deal. Okay, that's it. I was saying that there are many things Emerick Peace has said over the years, and that particular night is a very profound. And I hope many people have agreed with this have to say.
George, are you able to call back? Can you call right back in?
Sure. You want me to call? Give me a number.
What number?
Yeah, you can call back 202-570-9145.
I'll do it right now.
Thank you, because it's just breaking up.
And so while George is calling back in, Jennifer, you had asked Emerick the question, and then to tie it into what we do.
Yes.
Let's start with the first line of the trailer, which
Yes.
out of the mouth of a child asking an adult, when
Yes.
you pass away, or if you pass away today,
Yes.
are you going to leave more bills or benefits? That's a powerful question.
Boy.
And so that ties into what we do in this way. Tremaine mentioned that one of the core tenets of what we do is mentoring. The other core tenet of our national organization is economic empowerment. So if, in fact, we aren't putting money back into the community, supporting one another with our business, then the money goes out of our community.
Yes.
I don't need to go into the history of our culture and how other cultures have benefited from us.
Yes.
Let's just simply say this. My hope is that the young folks that we are talking to in elementary school understand the importance of being an entrepreneur, of saving, understanding the value of $1.
Yes.
I got to plug my wife real quick. This phenomenal woman, and this is going to be Phenomenal Women Weekend coming up, this phenomenal woman mirrors her parents. I mirror my parents and what they taught me. Save, invest, and keep the money in the community. I love Prince George's County. I buy things in Prince George's County. I support my community.
Yes.
That's what we have to do. We have to get to that mindset, and that's the mindset that we have to instill into the young people we're mentoring as well.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Absolutely. George, welcome back.
Yes. Is this better? Is this any better?
There
Yes.
you go.
Yeah.
There's no delay. Okay.
Okay. Let me say it again. There are many things that Emerick Peace has said over the years that they're repeating. And what he said about a renting neighborhood versus an ownership neighborhood is profoundly true. He has said it at the Power Networking Conference. He has said it at the Moses Movement events. He has said it at numerous events. And I hope brothers and sisters hear him because it needs, we all need to be reminded that equity and ownership has to be the goal for black people for the 21st century. That we must stop consuming. When I say stop, being the consumption culture. We consume on a per capita basis more than any cultural group in this country. We're getting ready to spend $400 billion, about $1.1 trillion in the next 6 weeks. We really need to fix that. No question about that. So Black Friday, which I participated in and was at the premiere in Atlanta, Georgia last Friday, where 1,000 people showed up, is it's an incredible film. It is a masterpiece, quite frankly. It is the best tool ever created for our battle against financial literacy. It is provocative, it's instructive, it's very entertaining. And every black person in America must see this with their family and friends. And I say that if your family and friends don't want to see this with you, you simply need to bless them and release them and move on with your life because they have thinking. So my suggestion to all black folk listening to us tonight is you go on the Black Friday site, or you can go on my site and pick up a copy, get your DVD, And instead of watching football after Thanksgiving dinner, you get the family and cousins and nephews around the family room, and you watch Black Friday.
Yeah.
You will be blown away.
Yeah.
It is incredible. And again, it's entertaining, and entertainment has to be underlined here. So it's not only instructive and provocative, but it's entertaining. It's very, very, very well done. I highly recommend it. If you want to know how to get a copy, just go to my Facebook page, George C. Fraser, and the link going right to the site to purchase it. You can purchase it now, get a copy in time for Thanksgiving, and treat everybody in the family to one of the most important films ever produced to take us out of this state of financial illiteracy and thinking that we are in as it relates to money.
Well,
Wonderful.
George, we
That is
just
great.
thank and appreciate you so much for taking time out. Our listeners know that you're going to be coming to Prince George's County to the Country Club at Woodmore on December 10th, where we're going to celebrate and share with our community the Power Networking Conference that's coming to Prince George's County in May of 2016. Next week, if we're able to, before Turkey Day, we're going to profile the Black Friday film again here on True 360. But I know that the brothers that we have in the room are your friends, they are your colleagues, they are your like-minded, conscious allies in all of the missions that we've talked about today. And we just want to thank you for your time.
God bless you. Thank you, brothers. Keep doing God's work. I love you all. You know, anything that I can do to support you, you know where I am. Call on me.
Thank you, George.
Bless you, George.
Thank you,
sir.
George.
God bless. Thank you. All right now.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, brothers. Well, you all want to take a quick song break so that we could come back and wrap it up?
Absolutely.
Well, you know, in true to D.C.
And we have one.
Oh, here we go.
We'll take our caller when we come back.
You got a little go-go or something?
We got a little bit of go-go.
See, how did I know that?
Little
How did I know it was
bit
some go-go?
And a little bit of go-go swing. Just a little bit of swing.
Thank you. Thank you so very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now look here. But it don't mean a thing if it don't got the go-go swing. You go doo-wop, 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 doo-wop. We're gonna do this one over, y'all. By a special request, y'all. You got that go-go swing. We're gonna do it for Sean and Vinny of Howard University. If any, Vinny and Sean known to party to dawn. They go doo-wop, 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 doo-wop. All right, thank you. I want to see the people, not signs. Yes. I get a groove when I look at you. Doo-wop. Don't mean a thing, y'all, if it don't got the go-go swing. You go doo-wop, 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 doo-wop. Y'all want to sing it for me? Hit it. Hit it now. Your lips are like red and ruby cherries, brighter than the summer sky. If you ask me, I couldn't tell you why. Yeah. It don't mean a thing if you don't got that go-go swing. You go do-wop, a do-wop, do-wop. It don't mean a thing if you don't got the go-go swing. You go do-wop, do-wop, do-wop. Get on down for me one time, JB. Do it by yourself. Now listen, baby, your love is like sugar and spice. You got no right to be so nice. You keep doing the things that you know I like. And the way you do them, girl, you just knock me out of sight. When the rain was falling from the skies above, my poor heart was longing for someone to love. It was a very sad and lonely day. When you came my way, you came to me as the rain. Get on down, Donald.
All right, we are. You can see we are with 100 Black Men of Prince George's County, empowering our community the 100 way, mentoring, education, health and wellness, and economic empowerment. And we're going to close the show out by just getting some last words from our guests. And I'm going to start with you.
All I want to say, first of all, thank you for what you do every single week. Give them a round of applause, everybody, please. Putting it down here, Holly and Jennifer. We
Thank
appreciate you. But
you.
on behalf of the 100 Black Men, I want to thank you in terms of what you do every single week. But in the words of John Quincy Adams, in your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and become more. You are a leader. John Quincy Adams. So what we try to do every single week and every single day is make a difference in these children's lives. So we're asking you listeners, you viewers, to donate your time. We're looking for other mentors. We appreciate you. God bless. We hope to see you on December 17th. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
On Thursday, December 17th from 6:30 to 10 p.m. There's no other place to be but at the Gift of Mentoring and Leadership Holiday Party in Torrey Drive, 100 Black Men of Prince George's County at the Newton White Mansion. Be there. You don't have to wait. You can go on our website to donate now. We need your support. Sponsorships, $1,000, $2,500, $5,000. Give back to the community. We'd also like to give a quick shout out to our Vice President of Operations. We would not be here without him, Brandon Cooper, in his absence. Thank you so much for your support and for having us.
Awesome. There is a paradigm shift taking place in the social consciousness of this country. We are feeling it not only here in the DMV, but we are literally making change happen as we speak, as we move, as we teach. And so I'm just glad and I'm honored to be a part of an organization of distinguished elite men that are on the forefront of fighting for justice and doing the right thing and doing it the right way. So Jennifer and Holly, thank you so much for allowing us to come into your home, and we look forward to continue our partnership with you. Thank you.
All right. And so when we think about leadership, we often think about a leadership position, or we also think about who is that one person who's going to be our leader, right? But the fact of the matter is, all of us are leaders.
Amen.
And another fact is, in our community, nobody is going to come to save us. It's up to us to save our community.
Yes.
And when we continue to think about our past leaders like Dr. King, Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass, those were iconic leaders, right? But we are iconic leaders, and it's up to us to be the ones to make a difference and make an impact in our communities.
Yes.
All right. Thank you,
Mr.
ladies.
President.
We really, really appreciate the opportunity to express our views. Invite us back, please.
Oh, yes.
Invite us
So
back,
that's
please.
already done. That's
And
already done.
When we started to think about exactly where we are right now, and we started talking about the future, I just want everybody to remember this one thing. The best way to predict the future is to make it happen. That's what we need to do. We need to make it happen. And George says something in making it happen is that we've invested in these kids. These kids are the gateway to our legacy.
Yes. That's it.
Let's put this a little bit differently. We already have a pile of green. We just need to teach the kids how to make the pile of green work the best way for us. And it's often said, and George says this, until our pile of green is as big as their pile of green, we will continue to be irrelevant. And it's not the fact that we don't have a pile of green. We just send our pile of green to the wrong place. And in our mentoring, it's a culture of helping these kids understand that the actions that they take today will predict the future of what they have available to them tomorrow. And that's what we're pouring into. We're pouring into these kids in a way that is not just impacting them for today, tomorrow, it's for a lifetime.
Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely.
Well, I can tell you, Walter, Shamari, Charles, Tremaine, and Emmerich, it has been a gift and a blessing, not just to us, but to our listeners. And I am so fortunate that we are on Listen Vision Live, where we could capture this conversation by video and it can be shared.
Absolutely.
So that we don't forget the things we talked about. All of us are doers. I love that we are iconic. And you have been a true blessing today to me and an inspiration personally, because I know all of you. I know the good works that you do. I know how great you are as men. But for me to be able to have this moment to reflect on the beautiful man that I call husband, and to the amazing sons that I'm rearing who have invited me to come to their college and their high school to speak to their peers. As a mother, the invitation brought tears to my eyes. But I come from a long legacy of beautiful and amazing black men. My father was deep, heavy, and humorous at all times. The brother had
deep, heavy, and humorous.
degrees and transcended from Alma Plantation into greatness. So everything that I am, it's because of what he and my mother gave me. My uncles are formidable men, a black man who could say, I've done $1 billion in IT government contracting. I mean, just amazing, humble, prayerful, education-focused, faith-filled men who love their sports, and there's this feeling that I was able to articulate to my sons. All of my childhood, I grew up in a bubble of love. Holly always laughs, and I'm puppy dogs and rainbows and blessings. And what it's really about is that I always had men. I have wonderful brothers who, if I said I'm hurt, I'm in DC at Listen Vision Studios, they are coming, they sending, they calling, they coming like, where is she and what's up? And I just appreciate that you all have accepted the charge and taken the responsibility to touch your neighborhoods, because your mere presence is a fortress and a very present help to many in the time of trouble. Don't ever forget it. And you have a partner in Truth 360.
Thank you.
You are welcome here anytime.
Thank you.
All right, go to our webpage, www.100princegeorges.org.
You know, how in the world do I follow that? You don't. You just say, ditto. show.
Give you a perspective. Give you a perspective.
Holly has one.
Pastor Jennifer, Pastor Jennifer.
You see
You
this
just
greatness.
say ditto, but I do want to encourage you to support their event. I want you to encourage you to support and go to 100princegeorgians.org. I have it on
100 Prince George's.
100princegeorges.org.
Please.
I have it on
Like our Facebook page, please.
Twitter, Facebook,
Thank you.
and I also have it on my personal Twitter, Facebook, and I will be sending it out, and we'll be sending it out after the show as we will be posting this show
Very
and
good.
making sure that it gets out, because we need to make sure folks hear this conversation. I also just in a small shift want to uplift the girls of Sierra Leone. They have recently been allowed to go back to school because of the Ebola crisis being lifted. But unfortunately, there is a law that has been passed since the Ebola crisis that says if you're visibly showing and pregnant, you can't go to school, which creates a problem because unfortunately, there's still many girls that are being raped and have found themselves to be pregnant, and now they've been brutalized again by not being able to pursue their education. And this story broke today, and I just want to send prayers to them. We'll be doing a future show on them. I've actually been reaching out to the embassy here and to women's organizations in the area that do work with them on how we can support them and get this law rolled back. And it just goes to show that really we are really all connected, and the work that you all do locally impacts globally. And so that's really what I will end on.
Talk about the students.
And the students, you know, even
in
finishing
South
our
Africa.
Missouri story as an impact locally, I was meeting with some professors over at Howard University earlier, and they were sharing how they have connections with students in South Africa and how the South African students were having a similar problem, the black South African students on their campus, and they were watching in the World Forum how the University of Missouri students were dealing with their situation, and they then have started a protest. And even locally, at Cesar Chavez School just today, they were meeting with their high school in D.C. right here on Capitol Hill. They were meeting with their administrators and not feeling like they were getting heard, and they started a protest today. And one of the men that I mentioned that mentors was doing a mentor program with them got the call, can you come help us negotiate with our students because they're protesting us? And so that just goes to show you that, you know, act locally, but think globally, because it really has an effect. So what you do matters not only in our immediate community, but to our world community. So I applaud all of you brothers in the work that you do.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
we appreciate
and
you.
so this is we are upon the Thanksgiving season. We may be with you next week, but we want to send out blessings for Thanksgiving. If you want to give this weekend at Largo High School, there's going to be an opportunity for you to break bread with individuals who are being treated to a free meal, and we'll also be able to share in giving our food baskets. So if you want to make a donation, I think we have a flyer about it, but it's already been sent out with your notices today. We'll do the same. 100 black men of Prince George's County came and rocked Truth 360
Yeah,
today.
make some noise. Make some noise.
In the house.
So we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. You know it's Truth 360 time. We'll see you then.
And enjoy Dietrich Haddon's Great God. Great God.
Thank you. Take care now. See you soon.